Howdy, everybody. Right now, I am sitting in, I believe it's pronounced Mandan, North Dakota. I just finished a delivery, a run, whatever you want to call it, that really should have only been a few days, but took 13 days. Darn near 2 weeks. I started in Mississippi, went westbound through Louisiana, then into Texas, then north through the panhandle of Oklahoma, Kansas, blah, 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 all the way to North Dakota. And just about every state except North Dakota had us rooted in some zigzag, zany path. What we were, what I was escorting was something that was darn near 17 feet off the ground after it was loaded on the truck. It's a tall sucker, which means you can't just take it on the interstate because there are a lot of bridges that are just too low. And in many cases, the state said, rather than have you drive on the interstate, go off the off-ramp and then back on again, and then off the off-ramp back on again, we're just going to have to go through this zigzag path through small towns and whatnots, and yeah. So there was one point, and I'm not joking, when we were in Louisiana, we were traveling southeast, which I still don't fully understand, in order to reach another highway, which would take us westbound. I mean, but if you think about it, North Dakota is northwest of Louisiana, yet we were traveling southeast. Like, this whole thing has been just ridiculous. And to top it all off, I am not exaggerating. I am not joking. This is not hyperbole. This is not anything other than absolute matter of fact. Every single day of the trip, except today. I guess today was the one exception, but every other day of this trip had some sort of problem, minor to major. First day, when we were still in Mississippi, the I don't even know what the heck this component is. It's supposed to be, I guess it's a puzzle piece that's part of some other some huge thing that they're going to put together once all the parts get there. I don't know. Either way, looked like it had like 4 or 5 generators sitting on the top of it. But what do I know? Anyway, as we were driving down a highway, just a 4-lane highway, not an interstate, just a small state-ran highway, the top of it caught a power line and pulled it out of the telephone pole. Now, I say power line. Truth be told, I don't know what kind of cable it was. I didn't examine it because after it got pulled, the truck, the 18-wheel truck, stopped immediately, and the cord itself was still caught on the load, so we were able to get it yanked down, stowed off to the side of the road, and then we pulled over and called Highway Patrol, which is policy and law. But I didn't touch the cable. The driver of the 18-wheeler, he did. And based on the way it was behaving in his hands, it looked like it could have been a coax cable, which means if it was a coax cable, it was probably either a cable TV line, maybe internet, phone. Either way, we did go to to the closest building to where it got yanked out of the pole, and asked him, hey, since we just pulled a line, is anything having a problem? Any power outages, any phone outages, any internet? Everything was perfectly fine over there. Okay. Now, there were 2 pilots. I was in the back. There was another pilot in front. They have something called a high pole. It's a big old PVC pole that telescopes, and it sits in front of their truck, which she had, and it's supposed to be 6 inches taller than the actual load itself. and you go in for that pole rides in front, and if it hits anything like a bridge or lines, they come on the CB radio and say, hey, stop, 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 I hit something. So that way the load itself doesn't hit it. Well, nothing on the radio from her, so either somehow the pole missed the cable or something. I don't know. It's one of those situations where I couldn't see because there was a big old thing in front of me. I was in the back. I couldn't see past. All I saw was when the cable got caught on it. Anyway. Then later on that same day, after we got that straightened out with the highway patrol and stuff, we continued on out towards the end of that day's driving. We're on a two-lane little hidden out of the way highway in Mississippi where we were surrounded by trees on both sides. So it was kind of narrow either way. There was some sort of pickup truck in front of the 18-wheeler. And they lost a chainsaw out of the back of its truck. I may have, according to the 18-wheel driver, his name was Tim. Tim told me that he had a flatbed trailer he was towing in the back of the pickup truck, and it fell out of that. Thing is, it fell out so close to the 18-wheeler that the 18-wheeler didn't have time to stop. So it ran right over it, just creamed it. I was far enough back where once I see this thing coming out, I go, what the heck is this? And I kind of veer out of the way, and we both pull over. We come back, and we're looking. The thing is just shredded. It's not a chainsaw anymore. It's just shredded plastic, metal, and whatever. And that truck that lost it never stopped. They just kept on going. Like, oh. And it just kept going from there. Every day there was some sort of stupid fiasco, stupid problem, things that really should not have been a problem if everybody had done what they were supposed to do correctly, including being delayed before we started and delayed in the middle of it because every state requires a permit. When you have an oversized load, too high or too tall, too wide, too long, too heavy, or any combination thereof, you can't just get on the highway and do what you want. You have to get a permit from that state. Pay your money, and they say, okay, you are allowed to go on these roads. Matter of fact, you have to go on this particular specific pathway in order to accommodate your load. That's why, like I said, we had these stupid zigzag ways. Each of the individual states had us do that. Whatever. And at first, we didn't have all the permits we needed just to be able to leave. Then second, as we were getting ready to exit out of Texas, we had to stop because we still needed Oklahoma and Kansas to give us permits. So we had to wait a couple extra days in a hotel for that. Things that really should have been taken care of a long time before, but because things didn't get done the way they were supposed to from the beginning, delays. Nice thing is, when in each and every one of those situations, whether there were delays or whatever's, I don't come out just having to spend money out of pocket for being there, fortunately. But either way, here it is, 2 weeks later, finally got dropped off. So I'm heading back. As far as I know, I'm heading back home. It's over 1,000-mile drive back home, which means I'm not doing it in a day. So time to hit some interstates and get on the road. Matter of fact, I should not be making this video. I need to get as far as I can so I can stop for the night, crash at a hotel, wake up as early as possible, and finish the drive, and hopefully get back home before dark tomorrow, depending on how far I can get today and how early I start tomorrow. So, yeah, that's the hubbub going on right now. But it's been an adventurous trip. It has been, I guess you could say, entertaining. It has been educational at the very least. Most of what not to do in the future. At one point, I did get a flat tire, so it's not like I could really avoid. I don't know where I ran over the nail I ran over, but I did. So there is that too. But either way, time for me to hit the road. Again, you take care, you have fun, and I will come back here at some point in the future and let you know how the trip went, I guess, maybe. Bye.